a lot of folks will say, well, we should pick up a gun, but let's say, for example, let's say 1,000 black folks in North Nashville rise up, and they really engage in a shooting war, and not just a shooting war, but a shooting war that lasts beyond 3 days.
Right.
Well, that kind of shooting war you're talking about. In a real shooting war, you have to find safe spaces, safe houses.
You're right, safe houses.
In a real shooting war, the repression goes against everybody. What happens if they cut off your water supply?
Yeah.
What happens if they cut off your food supply?
Yeah.
Could you last 6 months? Could you last 1 month? Could you last a long
It's a
period of
real
time?
war. Yeah,
a real war. What happens if they have an unlimited supply of weapons? Which
they would.
And now they have weapons. Now
Yeah.
they have snipers that can hit you from 3 miles away.
Right.
Like literally,
they're bringing in the guard and everything.
No, literally, the military right now could pick off 100 black men from 3 miles away.
And I think that's our worry.
Yeah.
I think that's the worry. It's like, I don't think we will. I don't know if we'll ever be completely compared to fight in that particular way against the government. You know, I just don't think, unlimited resources, all the things, they could starve us out. It's
that's
siege. There's a lot of things that happen strategically. But so it's like, okay,
But there is. I mean, Elizabeth Hinton has a new book out, a book that came out in the last couple of years, and I think it's either in Carroll, Illinois, or York, Pennsylvania. There was effectively between local police, not National Guard.
Yeah.
Local police, not the military. There was effectively a shooting war that took place that lasted maybe several years. So there are several examples of that.
Yeah.
But I think now we're in an excessively highly centralized, militarized force in which people have high powered weapons, and I think that I think it's good to have the conversation around the self-defense and those kinds of things, but we have to also have. Can I make this one point? I think this was your question is so important because this is part of the deep dive in history. The Black Panther Party had a legitimate discussion about this, because remember, it started out as a Black Panther Party for self-defense.
Right.
But the Black Panther Party for self-defense was a political party. So some of the key leaders like Huey Newton and others wanted to emphasize the party. And several years into organizing, people like Huey Newton and others, they split from Eldridge Cleaver. I think partly over this question. And Newton, with the experiences of Little Bobby Hutton, the experiences of people dying and getting killed, and also with the experience of understanding that the survival programs were probably most effective. Health programs, sickle cell anemia programs, liberation schools, pest control programs. And so they had a real philosophical fight inside of the Black Panther Party, in which Huey Newton and others said we should maybe de-emphasize that component of our struggle. And then Eldridge said, no, we should emphasize that point. So even within probably the most significant political formation that we've seen in the black community, there was a philosophical divide that emerged over that central question that you're asking.